So, for some reason, some people think that it's cool to raise a kid by yourself as a single parent. That's the way to do it these days. That, you know, if you are strong, independent, and by yourself, and you have the ability to provide for this child financially, that it's cool and glamorous to be a single parent, and you'll be out there all independent, and you know, you're making it seem like this is the new normal. I have news for you guys. This is not the new normal. It is not cool. It is not glamorous. And I'm not hating on anybody, but I want to address some truths about single parenting. My name is Monesi, and you're watching Get Yours. Up until now, my theme for you getting yours has been mostly on the outward packaging and the perception that you create. You know, your brand, how you look, how you smell, how you talk, how you walk, and so on. But we need to address some fundamental issues that are happening behind closed doors. One of the things that has been really, you know, important to me in the last couple of months, you know, I've been away for some time, I've been traveling, I've been working, but there's some things that I've been seeing out there, especially in social media and in the neighborhoods and the communities that I've been moving around in. And it's this issue that, you know, as a single parent, I have this need to broadcast how well I am doing and how easy it is and how powerful it is. And I struggle with that because, you know, the reality of parenting, if I can call it that, and, you know, many of you might be asking, okay, so what has this got to do with me getting yours? I'll get to that point. But the reality of parenting is that this is a responsibility that cuts across, you know, race, tribe, it cuts across your economic abilities. It is pervasive because all of us, as long as you're a man or a woman, you have the ability to you know, basically create life and bring a child into this world. But once you have brought that life into this world, do you know and do you understand that the way you raise that child and the experience of bringing that child up will translate and be pushed into other spheres of your life? Your ability to concentrate and be responsible in your career, your ability to collaborate with others and make sure that you are accountable for your actions, because there's no measure of accountability like parenting. All right, and I want to address the glamour behind single parenting. I get it. I get that for those who have found themselves in this single parenting situation, whether by choice or they've unfortunately been widowed or they've lost a spouse or something has happened and it wasn't up to them to become a single parent. Whatever the case is, I get the fact that it is important to psych yourself up and to tell this story that I'm okay, I'm doing it for myself. However, we have a responsibility and a duty to educate those who will bring children into this world and let them know that we were not built to bring children into this world as a single parent. All right? It's a two-man job or a man and a woman job. And in the event that you find yourself in this single parent situation, how true and how real are you being with the rest of society when people ask you, so how are things going with you? Because if you create this perception that it's okay to be a single parent, and I want to address those who are saying that, you know what, I have my own money as a woman, I have my own finances, I have my own abilities, I don't need a man. In fact, I can go and get a sperm donor any day of the week. I'll have my child because I don't want that baggage of having to deal with someone who doesn't get me, who doesn't understand me, and so on. So just because you've got the equipment, God has given you this equipment that you can bring life into this world, doesn't mean that that's what you're going to do with it, okay? There's a saying, you know, the rich get richer and the poor get babies. I didn't invent that saying, so don't start hating on me because of that. But I want us to pay attention to the fact that bringing life into this world is not a joke. All right? It's not something that, oh, because I can do it, let me do it, and then that's it. All right? You have a responsibility to raise this child properly. This is the fabric of society is at the heart of family. Okay? And if we make the normal situation that being a single parent is the norm, and that is the normal family unit, we're heading into a very precipitous place. All right, you have a responsibility, and I mean, for God's sake, it's 2018. We're not going to sit here and start saying, "Oh, oops, it happened," or I was practicing my safe days and what. Let's just cut all of that. Let us be responsible. If you are going to bring a child into this world, be responsible about it. Make sure that you have the support system. Make sure that you're doing it in a way that is, at least it's planned. At least you've taken the time to think about it, and you've discussed with the person who, because you didn't bring this child into the world by yourself, unless you're a scientist and you went to a lab and you cooked the child and put it in a test tube and that was it. No, there was another individual who was involved. So there's no need for us to pretend that this other individual was just there for the sake of being there. Let's cut that nonsense. All right, the family unit was built according to how we are as human beings. It's like shoes. Shoes come in pairs. Human beings come in pairs. Man and woman, mother and father. That's how it's supposed to be. Let us not pretend that this is something that is normal now for us to just have a single mother or a single father. All right? Take responsibility for your lives, because what you're doing by making it look like it's normal, by glamorizing it and putting it out on social media that this is the new normal, that this single parenting is powerful, it's independent, it is emancipated. Forget all of that. There's no power behind it. There's no glamour behind it. It's hard work. Parenting is hard work. Let's not cheat the future generations that are coming up that it's easy to be a single parent, that it is the cool and glamorous thing to do as a single parent. Parenting is difficult, all right? And as much as it takes a village, as much as it takes, a community to raise a child, you as a parent have a responsibility to ensure that this child understands that there are two people who can be engaged when necessary. Children need both a mother and a father figure, all right? And society requires that you as parents are present and available. So I want to talk to those absent fathers who will sire a child and then disappear, okay? Do you understand that what you're doing to the fabric of society, and eventually what you're going to do to the people who are coming up in the next generation, who are looking up and seeing that this is now the new normal, that children can just be born without anybody taking responsibility for them. I'm not talking about financial, material provision. That's not what this is about. I'm talking about the fundamental support system that a child requires, that you can get from both a father and a mother. Okay, whether you guys are physically together, living in the same house, you're married or whatever it is very, very important that a child grows up knowing that they have both a father and a mother. Because if you know some of the situations that I've encountered over the last, not just few months, but some of the conversations that I've been having with certain women who are in single parent relationships, the perception that they're putting out there in social media is that this is great, this is easy, but deep down inside they're hurting. And because they're putting out this perception, it's difficult for anybody to give them a break or give them some level of understanding, either at work or in their lives, because as far as you're putting out this perception, everything's great. Why should I feel sorry for you? Why should I give you an extra bit of, extra hours or extra days to sort your life out, all right? You need to be real with the world, and you need to be real with yourself, okay? And my challenge to single parents, especially single mothers, find a way of incorporating a father figure into that child's life, because you never know. And we've spoken so much about squads, we've spoken so much about how important it is to have a support system around you. But when it comes to child raising, I know there's this saying that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child. But you will appreciate that having that sounding board to come home to and to speak to about the child's issues. If the child has something that you've come home, you're tired, you've got bills, you've got to cook, you've got to do this, you've got to deal with so many things, and you just wish that there was someone who was there to give you a break. That kind of thing can affect your stability, your well-being, and your mental resolve. I know that this is a neither here nor there conversation, but I want us to be real with ourselves as a community. This is not about bashing anybody, okay? And if you feel bashed, hey, you know, that's up to you. But for me, I want us to be real with ourselves. This is 2018. Let's talk about some stuff that's happening behind closed doors, stuff that affects our ability. Because you see all these people here in the offices, going to work, you know, waking up every day, going to look to make a living. These single parents, and if you in fact, check out the statistics in some of these middle class, upper and lower middle class schools, and find out exactly what's going on in there. The number of broken homes out there is staggering. But the perception that we put out on social media is that everything's great. I'm happy. I'm relaxed. But we cannot make we cannot glamorize something that is not normal. We cannot make it that this is the new way of doing things, and encourage the women who are coming up, the young ladies who are about to become mothers, encourage them to like, you know what, I don't need a man, I can just have this child by myself. That's not how we are supposed to do things, and that is not how you will get yours, either in 2018 or going forward, okay? I don't know about you, but I feel that some of these topics, whether it's related to single parenting, whether it's related to broken homes, I feel like these are conversations that we should have on the real, especially on social media, and let us not sugarcoat and hide behind this, I'm powerful, I'm independent and whatever. Let's call out these absent dads. I remember there was this thing about deadbeat dad that was going on in Kenyan social media space some time back. You know, let's encourage ourselves to have these conversations that will help many people who are struggling, because we're struggling behind these fake facades of, you know, I'm out here, I'm doing it for myself, yet back behind closed doors, you're struggling, you're breaking down into mental anguish, the depression is real, and what you're putting out there is this front, and you're not gaining any help. You're not gaining any people who can actually help and carry you along in your success. It's all about getting yours, and you can't get yours if you don't have a team that will push you, and your team needs to be able to understand the issues that you're dealing with. I'm not bashing anybody, but if you feel like I've bashed you, hey, let's talk. But this is real talk now, okay? I want you to get yours.